There we go. Hello, Contemporary World Problems students. For your assessment today, I wanted to provide some new information for you that we haven't seen yet, and then kind of compare what we're seeing happening recently, like in the last couple of days, with some of the resources that we've been looking at this week, which are, about a year old, to be honest. And so, what we've been looking at are efforts by the Ukrainian government to prosecute individual soldiers who were violating human rights. We saw an article about that. We also saw a video about groups that were using information that was found, in social media online to document and gather evidence that could be used in a prosecution in a trial for war crimes or something like that. And so those are some organizations that we've been looking at now, both nonprofit groups, kind of private nonprofit human rights groups, and then also, the government of Ukraine that is trying to promote human rights by holding individual soldiers accountable for war crimes. What I want to show you right now is something that the international community is now proposing. And it's going to start off with a quick video of this person here, Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Commission. So let's take a look.
It is time to start a conversation about using the windfall profits of frozen Russian assets to jointly purchase military equipment for Ukraine. There could be no stronger symbol and no greater use for that money than to make Ukraine and all of Europe a safer place to live. The threat of war may not be imminent, but it is not impossible. And the risks of war should not be overblown, but they should be prepared for.
I think I'll stop it there. I think she's then about to start talking about how she wants to buy more stuff, military equipment here. So the second thing I want to show you is this article here that is talking about the same thing that we were just watching. And so it says that it's getting harder to find just money for the Ukraine war effort because it's been going on for like 2 years. So the U.S. House of Representatives is not super interested in passing more Ukraine aid, and so people have been starting to look at these assets that have been frozen since the beginning of the invasion. So these are Russian assets that are held in international banks, and they're thinking that this would be a great thing to use this money to help pay for Ukraine's defense. And so here we can see, America's Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen was just calling for this a couple of days ago. And also, we saw that, Miss van der Leyen here was also calling for this. This article here was saying, seizing the assets outright would be a mistake. Just confiscating the money that was in European banks would be a mistake. And that's because that it would make it look like America and its allies are only interested in international law when it suits them. But they are talking about kind of getting creative. So how can we make this happen? How can we get access to this money? And so what they're talking about, what Ms. van der Leyen was talking about was essentially ever since this money was frozen, these profits are accumulating in Western banks. So this is this excess profit that is accumulating in these Russian banks. And what she and other people are talking about is that the government, the European and the American governments should just tax this money from the banks and then give it as a loan, quote unquote, to the Ukrainians. But then after the war, probably they would be able to get an international criminal court to say that money was justified for reconstruction. So it's a little bit of like a creative new effort to try and hold Russia accountable. And so what you're about to do here, do I have it open? In this section down here is you're going to compare this international organization's effort to nonprofit groups that we've already been looking at. So two groups like Bellingcat and Truthhound. And so you're going to answer who are the people involved, What are the actions that are being taken, or in this case, kind of considered? What's their goal, and what challenges are they facing? Fill out as many of them as you can. If there's one box that's empty, that's okay. You're just going to in the text box, you're just going to write people involved, and then answer the question, action being taken, as if you were filling out this box. And then in the last question, you're going to try and critique one of choose one of the groups from the level 3 question, and then critique their efforts. How effectively are they been promoting human rights? What challenges are they facing? And what's missing that would help them to be more effective? So some challenging stuff here at the level 3 and level 4. Do the best you can, and we'll be able to revise and reassess as needed. The level 1 and level 2 questions should be quite a bit easier. These are kind of matching. So match the group or the organization on the left with how they're trying to promote human rights on the right. And then here, this level 2 question is actually the exact same question that was in your skill practice Pear Deck from yesterday. And so you can take a look at this video or this article, or the skill practice from there to answer that question. You can even copy and paste your answer from yesterday into here. All righty, have a wonderful day. Look forward to working on this with you.